Today we're talking about the Agno multi-agent AI framework. This is built for speed, privacy, and scale. They're one of the fastest frameworks for building AI agents, multi-agent teams, and agentic workflows. They also have a ready-to-use fast API product that lets you start this from day one. That also includes testing, managing, and monitoring your AI system. As of this video, they have over 35,000 stars on GitHub, making this one of the more popular AI agentic frameworks. So I'm going to show you how all of this works and the things that you can do with Agno in this crash course. Let's get started installing Agno. So you're just going to say pip install Agno. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the first example of creating your basic agent in Agno. So we first off have some of these imports from Agno to get the agent class, and we are going to use OpenAI for this model. So this means that you need a .env file to import your OpenAI key. You can see this in the .env example here that you can put it right here. Then now back here, we need to instantiate an agent. You can give it a name. You want to give it the model here in the description, and you can also give it a list of instructions. And then we want to say markdown is true. This means that just the output will be formatted as markdown. And then I have a while loop. This is a while true loop, so that I can just constantly ask it questions. And this is just to show you an example of how this works. So let's go ahead and run this. So I'm going to say Python 01 basic agent, and it's going to come up and we can go ahead and ask this model a question. So what would you like to learn about Python? It can actually really be anything, but we say, what are decorators? Explain like I'm 5. Okay, so then what's going to do is going to use the 4.0 mini model that we had used up here for OpenAI, and then it will come back and give us the response. And here we go. So you can see it is formatted like Markdown, just gives us examples, what is decorator, why use them, how it works, etc. Okay, so this is how you create a basic agent. Now, of course, if we really want to use agents, you have to be able to give them tools. So let's see how tools work with Agno. Okay, so first off, Agno does have quite a lot of built-in tools. So I'm going to show you an example of DuckDuckGo, and then I will show you an example of Yahoo Finance tools. So we're going to use DuckDuckGo tool. So what we do here is simply in the agent, we just, like a lot of other frameworks, we just give it a tools parameter. And then we also have debug mode set to true, so you can just see how the tools are being used within the output. Okay, so then if I go ahead and run this, it's going to create a new session. It's using DuckDuckGo search and DuckDuckGo news tool. And then we can come down here. It just shows you all the output, which honestly for a terminal is nicely formatted. So it's just going through what it's calling. Here is one of the search results that it found that'll get information from. So here are some latest developments. And then finally, it just basically outputs it as markdown, which we had also said right here in the agent. And then you can also create your own custom tools. So here we have one for calculating the return on investment. This is just going to take in 2 parameters, and then it's going to do just some simple math to give that back to us. Then we also have the get the current date time. And so then for the agent tools, we just want to have an array of the tools, and then we have different instructions, but everything else is generally the same. We just have the name of the agent. We say agent.run, and then this is the actual like question or prompt that we want, and then we can get the result. So here now, when we run this, you can see it added all of these tools are from the Y Finance, these 2 are from DuckDuckGo, and then it also added the Calculate ROI tool as well, just for this agent. Now you can see, unfortunately, I got this. That is because I've used the Y Finance tool too much. You get a 429, meaning that I call Yahoo Finance too much. They really limited how much you can call them. But this is just an example of how you would use multiple tools. Now, just like I mentioned before, this is a multi-AI agent framework that makes it easier to put multiple agents together. So let's go through an example of how that works in Agno. So a lot of times, Crew AI, they call them a crew. Other frameworks have different names for what you actually put multiple AI agents together. Here, they call them teams. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just create multiple agents first. So we have a strategist agent who just has the name, role, model, and the instructions. Okay, then we have a writer agent, and then we have an editor agent as well. So then what you do is here we have a created team. So we have a team, we give them a name, and then the members, right? So the members are the strategist, the writer, and the editor. And then here are the instructions for that team, okay? So then here are the prompts, and then we just want the output. Okay, so let's go ahead and run an example of this. Okay, one other thing here is I did not have everything in debug mode, so it just basically gave us the output. So here is the finalized LinkedIn post that it created for us. It just did all the research and what it knew. Because we use 4.1, it just basically just based off what the GPT model knew. But here it created an outline for us that we could, or what we would use as a LinkedIn post. And this is how you would use multiple agents to achieve this goal. Now, just like any AI agent that you really want to create nowadays to make it like anything worthwhile, that they have to have some form of memory. I mean, not every agent, but generally you want agents to have some form of memory to understand about that user. And, if they give you more prompts, give them an idea of how they typically like their responses, how they search or what they search, and etc. Okay, so here I'm going to show you an example of how to use memory in Agno. Okay, so first off, we can import SQLite database from Agno. And when we create our agent, we're going to have a couple different parameters here. So first off, we're going to have the DB parameter, and this has been updated. It used to be a different parameter, but now it's called DB, and you're going to just pass in SQLite DB, and then just give it a database name. Now we're going to add history to context, hit the add history to context equal true. And what this basically means is previous conversations will be added as part of the agent whenever you give it a prompt and ask it something. And then number of history runs. This means, it'll go back to the last 3 history chats. I think 3 is by default. And then again, we want the output to be marked down. So now when we run this with Python 04 memory storage, now as you can see, session memory, multi-turn conversation. This is just the printout. I say, my favorite programming language is Python. That's great to hear. And then I ask again what my favorite language is. Says your favorite language is Python. Okay, so now I have an example of how to use user-specific memory and persist it across sessions. Okay, so here I have another user database. I have a DB file it will create, and the sessions table, so a specific table within this database. Okay, so I have an agent. I give it the DB. So this is to save information. And now I do give the session ID. So in this particular instance, I'm going to save this session ID as Alice. Of course, this could be dynamically changed. But what I'm first going to do is say, hey, Alice, Alice loves hiking photography. And I'm going to that's going to be saved in this session. All right, so let's go ahead and run this. So then when we do this, it'll say, I give a response back of how they like hiking photography. Okay, so whenever I asked, after I just said that, it'll say, I remember you love hiking and photography. If you like personal recommendations, let me know. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to give this response saying that they like hiking and photography. What I'm going to do is just rerun this now. So it just asks, what are my hobbies? Okay, so your hobbies are hiking and photography. Okay, so now what I want to say is, where should I go for a hike? Or based on my based on my hobbies, what should I do this weekend? Okay, so now let's ask it, based on my hobbies, what should I do this weekend? So now if we run this again, we're going to see what the response is. Okay, since you enjoy hiking and photography, here are a few ideas for you this weekend. Okay, great. So now we were able to save this user information across a session so that it can know. Now I didn't have to tell it, hey, this is what I like. Now based on this, give me some things I should do this weekend. No, just say, what should I do this weekend? And it will know because I already saved information about you. Okay, for the last thing that you need to know, and this is probably one of the really big things about Agno that they are doing really well with, is the AgentOS. Okay, basically we're going to be serving a fast API connected to AgentOS, their cloud platform, and I'm going to show you that because this is absolutely amazing. All right, so the first thing is, with this, we're just going to I'm going to set up a few examples, but the first one we're going to use is a simple agent. Okay, we just have the simple agent, then we call AgentOS. We give it a name, the agents that are a part of this, so just the simple agent. Okay, so we're going to basically come down here. We're going to say that simpleos.getApp, and then we're going to say simpleos.serve. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this so I can show you what it is. Okay, so basically if I went here, just to this, it's running on Unicorn like all of them. Okay, first off, you should get something like this, right? But you just type in /docs at the end of that. Now, here is the main Fast API that has all these API endpoints that you can do. Like if this is a lot, right? So first off, this is nice that this is kind of set up for you and you can kind of run your agents, but this is kind of a lot to see. So instead, they came out with something called AgentOS. Okay, so when you first go to os.agno.com, you will have to sign in. And one of the first things you're going to do is it's basically going to ask you if you want to connect to AgentOS, but what are we connecting? Well, we're basically connecting our server that we have locally right now. So up here, if you've already done, say you've already input that information here, what I'm going to do is I named it Tyler AI. You're going to see something similar to this, right? So local, you're going to basically pass in this, right? Just localhost. The default port is 47s, gave it a name and so forth. Okay, so I don't need to update it because it's already there. But now what I can do is you can see for my agents, if I refresh, my agents, I have just a simple assistant. That's exactly what it's called. So I can chat with it now and I can say like, which tools do you have access to? Okay, well, here's the thing. For the simple assistant, there are no tools, but I can have a simple conversation because it's a simple assistant. So instead I'm going to say, what do you know about AI agents? And it's just going to give me a bunch of information. But this is solely relying on the GPT model that we are using and all of its knowledge base. But we have a whole chat system right here that is nicer to see. And, we basically got this up and running. And then we can deal with knowledge. We can deal with memory. We don't have anything attached to it. But if we did, then we would see that there. Okay, so let's use a different assistant now. Okay, so now for the second example, we have a research agent with tools. So we have DuckDuckGo tools, YouTube Finance, and we have a database. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. And all I'm going to do down here is I'm going to uncomment this. So we have the research OS, and then this is now going to be research OS as well. Now I'm going to quit this, clear that. Rerun the same application, okay? But now you can see that we have a bunch of tools because this is a different assistant. Now this one is called Research Assistant. So this is what we should see if we go back to OS. Now if I go home, if I click refresh at the top right, now you see it changed to Research Assistant. Well, now if I go to chat, and I say, which tools do you have access to? Okay, it says I have access to various tools. So web search, DuckDuckGo, news retrieval. It's basically giving all of the literal tools. Like there's 2 from DuckDuckGo, and then the rest of these are from Finance or Yahoo Finance. And you see, we do have a database now, so we can start creating memories. Now, for the last example, we have a research team. So I have 2 agents, each with a different tool. And then we have a research team, okay? And then I just create AgentOS, give it the whole team and the name. All right, so now if I come down here, uncomment this, I want to use Team OS. And then for here, I also want to serve OS for the Fast API. Let's open up here. Let's clear this. And I'm going to rerun this AgentOS Fast API locally. Again, it's running locally right here. We know this is running. Okay, so now it can go back to AgentOS. I'm going to go back to home. I want to click refresh. And now you see I have a research team. I can look at the configuration. We can see that we have research team, a web researcher, and a financial analyst. Okay, and it gives them more information about all of these. But let's go to chat and let's say, which tools do you have access to? Let's refresh this again and go back to home, go to chat. Sometimes you have to redo that, but it's going to have 2 team members, web researcher, and a financial analyst. I'm going to say, tell me how Tesla and NVIDIA stocks are doing this week. So now we can see that the research team is being worked on. We have 2 calls, right? 2 calls, delegate to task member. Okay, so we have two tools being called with the research team. We have 2 member responses. So these members are both part of the research team. So we have the web researcher and the financial analyst doing things. Okay, so here is an overall response of what's happening. So the current price as of, November 25th. This is how NVIDIA is doing. And, it's going to give you some more information about Tesla stocks and just how everything's doing this week. And that was very quick for a team, which is one of the things Agno talks about is how quick the responses are. All this can be found on my school for free. Just join my free school community down in the description below, where we're going to be talking about AI agents and how they can be used in production and how you can make money from this AI and as they are part of automations as well. In the meantime, here are more courses for you to watch right now.